So now joined with assistant coach Harry Mahesh. And Harry, it was another, I think, a good effort today for the Kings. You got your chances tonight, but at the end of the day, it was just very frustrating out there for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to use the word frustration, but it definitely creeps in to your mind after a night like tonight where, I mean, the penalties at 5-1. You know, that's game one. We don't get a single power play. Yeah, especially when you feel like we're dominating good chunks of that game, to not be able to draw penalties is very frustrating.
And then we get to the start of this game. Once again, the Eagles, another early goal, taking the crowd right out of it, and that just right away kind of set the tone for the rest of the game here, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, that falls on us both nights to not allow that to happen. Tonight, you know, it's a 3-on-2. I mean, it's a good scoring opportunity, but yeah, we can't let that first one in. You know, we're obviously just, you know, amped up and ready to go, and it's just a little mistake in the O-zone where, you know, we jump a little early on that puck, causing that that line rush. But, you know, we obviously respond and make it 1-1, but, you know, after that it was felt like we were in control again. I mean, it's deja vu. It's 3 games in a row we feel like we've been the better team, but, you know, we've lost 2 now.
And you mentioned that tying goal from Noah Air, and you know, for him that felt good. He's had numerous chances over the last couple of games, and he really made a statement with that goal, splitting the defense for a highlight reel move.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's been, I guess the term frustrated with just, you know, his opportunities he's got and just not being able to capitalize. So yeah, to get a big one there was big for us, big for him, and definitely kind of felt like it kind of got us back on track there to end that first period.
So we go to this power play goal for Surrey late in the first, and just that's a good summary of the way the game has gone. Both power play goals, in fact, for Surrey, but this one deflecting off Caleb Bentham.
Yeah, I mean, they got that lucky bounce on there, and again, I mean, you earn every bounce you get, but yeah, it goes off. You know, our Champad's in front. It happens. Obviously, we'd love to get a couple like that as well. I mean, we got one in game 2, but you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, getting more of those, and then, you know, that second power play goal they got. I mean, we watch enough hockey nowadays. That goalie interference rule it's pretty cut and dry, and we felt like, you know, there's contact. I feel like there's been a contact on some of the goals, but, you know, that's obviously just, you know, out of our control there when the refs, you know, they determine it to be one way or the other. But yeah, 5-1, you know, 2 power play goals. It's definitely tough to battle uphill after that.
And I think that second power play goal in the second was kind of the ultimate turning point in this game. Right before that, Ryder Ringer on a breakaway, chance to tie it, can't convert. That creates havoc in front of the Surrey net. Kings, you know, on the wrong end of the stick on the penalties. And again, that tough goal, Mets in out of position, makes contact with Bentham, Bongo from the boards in the back of the net.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, you look at the first period, you know, we're shorthanded. We have a good opportunity to go up 2-1. You know, they get a stick on it, and then they score on that power play. And then, you know, we have the breakaway chance to tie it up, and then, you know, we go shorthanded, and then they go up 2. So it's literally a game of inches. I mean, it was right there for us to take the lead, tie it up. I think that's what makes it so frustrating, is because it's right there. I know it's 4-1, but if you look at some of their goals, we've had our grade A chances. I mean, the ice felt tilted in that third period, but I don't know how many shots we actually generated. You know, there's a long stretch here without any whistles, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to say frustrating. We still got lots of hockey left to play, but I guess snake bitten is the right term right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, then third period, Eagles, perfect start. They get that goal on the odd man rush, and I think from that point on, they just suck the wind out of the building, suck the wind out of the Kings team.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, it's a right off of a penalty kill to get down 2-on-1, and, you know, it kind of rolls in off of a slide there. And again, you know, I don't ever take away anything from a team that's, you know, getting their chances and finding a way to score. I mean, you know, eventually we're going to have to dig in, and, you know, 8 goals in 4 games is, you know, that's kind of the stat right now that's glaring. I think defensively, some of the goals we give up, you know, they come off of our grade A's. So it's literally a back and forth match. But, you know, if we can convert on some of these and start to pull away, it could definitely make for a different game.
Now, you did mention the ice was tilted in the third, and it definitely was lots of play in the offensive zone. But I think, you know, going back to that frustration is same thing we've been talking about, that there's been no room up there. You're forced to the boards. You know, forced to the point, but every time you threw a shot towards the goal, it was blocked by the Eagles. I can't count the amount of shot blocks they had in that third period, as the Kings only had 5 shots in total in the final frame when they were down.
Yeah, and that's one of those things is we were trying to throw everything on net early, but we had time where maybe we could have taken that half second, and then when you're behind the 8 ball, you're not taking that half second. You're trying to just shoot, and that's kind of creating them be able to get lanes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think just a little bit more composure in the O-zone. We have a lot of O-zone time, but ultimately, that's got to generate into some shots and some goals here. But we got an uphill battle here. I think there's some guys on our team. I do my best to, I know the audience here is a lot of family, so I never really say names, but I know we got guys here that really want to, step up their game, and we're putting their fate in, the hands of our guys that have been there all year for us. And I got no doubt in our guys. This isn't me talking in defeat. This is me being very optimistic, because I think, the message was after that game is we just have to drag them back into this building one more time. Mm-hmm. That's the message.
Yeah. And you mentioned some guys. There's, I think a lot of guys on that team that need to find that extra step in their game. Of course, it's playoff hockey. It's a little different for a lot of these guys, as they're maybe still getting adjusted to it. But I'll mention some names here. As I think like the Lalonde line and I think the Lucarelli line. Both lines this team really relies on that. Again, it's been tough out there for them. They haven't really been able to generate, but like you said, we know what they're capable of, and it's just a matter of trying to find that game in them again.
Yeah, and credit to us on our side. We've shut down their big guys as well. They were able to get a couple tonight, but yeah, I mean, it's not anything that the players themselves don't feel. I mean, we have a lot of guys that take a lot of pride in their game, and they work extremely hard, and they'd be the first ones to tell you that it's their time to take over this series, and there's no better time than now.
And then I think one of my observations from tonight is it almost feels like that this Kings team is missing the bigger ice than the Eagles are. Do you get that feeling on the bench?
You know what? I don't know if that was necessarily the case. I think I hate to sound like a broken record, but we like our game. We like I said, we had an opportunity to go up 2-1 on the kill. I don't know how many chances we've had to score on our penalty kill. I mean, you never really game plan to take advantage of that offensively, but every game we've had an opportunity to convert, and they got to stick on it, and that happens, and then they come down and score, and like we mentioned, the breakaway leading to the penalty to a goal, and it's right there. You're 2 plays away from being up 3-1, and that's kind of the ultimate difference. It's playoff hockey, and it's extremely tight.
Well, now it's a do or die with going into Game 5 on Thursday, and you never want to be in those situations, but at the same time, that there's no better time like now to really dig deep and use that and to use that as a strong motivation going forward here.
Yeah, I mean, again, our team has been a team that's kind of found ways to overcome things throughout the year. I mean, we said all the time we felt like we were better than our record. It's 3-1. We still feel like we're better than that record as well. And, I mean, eventually it's put up or shut up time. And I got no problem, leaning on our guys and saying that we're going to drag them back into this building one more time.
Is it more because, like, this team it has been doing the right things? Is it more, all right, let's keep doing those things, just improve on them and just kind of just fine-tune it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, as a coach right now, we're sitting there, we're looking at tape, and we're like, what are the adjustments we need to make? And there's not a lot. I mean, again, you can look at every single one of their goals, and it's just, it's just a small mistake. We don't feel like anything they did overwhelmed us. Again, I'm not taking anything away from them. They're a good team, but they didn't do anything, or they didn't create anything that we didn't give them. And eventually, we're going to have to take an opportunity and capitalize on what they give us.
And now going into Surrey, building, you've already won in there back in Game 2. How much, does that confident make you feel knowing that you've been able to win a game at the South Surrey Arena?
Yeah, very confident. I think at this point now, if we lack confidence, that's a bigger issue than we can address, with a day in between games here. But I think our group's pretty fired up. I think we're pretty motivated. Sometimes you just really have to have your back up against the wall to see what you're made of.
Well, Kings, tough one here in Game 4 as they'll get set for a do-or-die game in Game 5 Thursday in Surrey at 7 p.m. Harry, thank you very much for your time, your post-game, and again, we'll talk to you on Thursday.
Yeah, thanks, Kisser.